Hello, my name's Dan. I'm the writer and the storyteller for the Walter Lemonface Big Veg Takedown animations. I'm sat here at the moment in my basement in a homemade recording booth that I had to make to try and get the sound as good as possible for the animation. So I've gaffer taped lots of blankets together and sheets, and they're held together with clothes pegs so that it doesn't echo too much and we can get good sound quality. And this is where I sit to record the cartoons. So I have the microphone here, and that's attached to the laptop just in front of me here. And on the laptop as well, I can see all the brilliant animations that Fabric Lenny makes. And then in this earpiece here, I can also listen to the music by Nick and the voice of Walter Lemonface as well, also by Nick. So I can have arguments with him during the cartoons. And then on the walls around me, like on these post-it notes and things, I have all the different suggestions that you guys send in with your ideas for the episodes to try and get in, as well as some ideas up over here as well that I can look at. And then we just kind of make the cartoon together. That's not what I'm doing today, though. Today it's my turn to come up with an activity for you to do to go alongside the episode 3. So I thought I would introduce you to one of my favourite things to do, and that is to write nonsense poems. So instead of my laptop here today, I have some paper and some pens, and let me show you what to do. Okay, so a nonsense poem. They're super simple and fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a poem that has 4 lines, and then they're going to be 4 words on each line. And I'll show you how to do it. So the first word we pick is the word we would like our nonsense poem to be about. So I think it's only appropriate for this one that we go for Walter. So I'm going to write the word Walter. And then what we do is we associate with the word Walter. So when I think of Walter, what do I think of? Well, Walter Lemonface, he has a lemony head, so I'm going to write lemon. So when I think of Walter, I think of lemons. And now we forget the word Walter and we just look at the word lemon. And when I think of lemons, I think that they're yellow. So the next word I'm going to write is yellow. Here we go. And then I forget the first 2 words again, and I just think of yellow. And when I think of yellow, I think of the sun. And so I write the word sun. And already we have written our first line. So just to recap, we pick our first word, then we associate to the next word, associate to the next word, associate to the next word. Now this is a little bit different. So rather than starting here for the next line, we are going to snake down the page and we're going to go around this way. I'm going to draw this arrow in blue and put an R next to it, because rather than associate now, we think of a word that rhymes with sun. So sun has lots of rhyming words. It could be bun, fun. Let's go for fun. So I'm going to write underneath sun the word fun. And now we go back to associating again, thinking of words we think of when we think of the word fun. And we're going to work backwards this time. So when I think of fun, I think of playing games. So I'm going to write games underneath the yellow. Games. And then when I think of games, I think of playing games. So I'm going to write the word play. And when I think of play, I think of my kids. I play lots of games with my kids, so I'm going to write kids. There is no right or wrong with this. Whatever you think of is whatever you do. So again, as you can see, we've gone along this way on the top, come round to here, and now we go backwards along the page. Like this. You obviously don't have to draw all of these arrows if you don't want to. I'm just doing it to show you. And then we go down under here. Now the arrow's red, because we associate again, we only ever rhyme on this side of the page. So when I think of my kids, I think of, my kids are very silly, in a good way. So I'm going to write the word silly. And then when I think of silly, I think of funny things. So I'm going to write the word funny. When I think of funny, things that are funny, they make me smile. So I'm going to write smile. And then when I think of smiling, smiling, oh, like a bright smile, smiling brightly. So I'm going to write the word bright. So we've got to this end of the page again. We've already done 3 lines. And at this end of the page, remember, we rhyme rather than associate. So what rhymes with bright? We could have light, kite. I'm going to go for kite. Sometimes you might not be able to think of a word that rhymes, and that's okay. It's a nonsense poem, so you could just make up a word if you wanted, or a funny sound, anything at all that just rhymes with that word. So then I'm thinking of kite, I think of flying. So let's go here for flying. And then when I think of flying, I think of birds. So let's write birds. And then when I think of birds, singing, tweet, singing. Let's go for song, songbird, song. And I have written my nonsense poem. So, just to recap, we start with a word that we want our poem to be about, and then we associate, then rhyme, and then we go back alongwards. So as you can see, our words kind of snake down the page as we're writing our poem. But we don't read our words in that snaking pattern. And there we have it. So with a nonsense poem, although we write them in the snake, we read them like we would read anything, just across the page. So this poem says, Walter Lemon, yellow sun, kids play games fun, silly funny smile bright, songbirds flying kite. And it's that simple. I would love it if you would have a go at writing your own nonsense poems about anything you like at all. And if you enjoy them, then send them over to us. I'd love to read them. And hopefully they'll make me smile. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you soon.